Ooh. Good afternoon. There we go. Why is everything unstable? Don't know. All right. Okay, we almost have everything we need. We got our frame, which is out of frame. We have our hoop. We got our floss. Our mic is on. I triple checked that before we started. Let me just adjust a little bit. We have our Earl Grey decaf tea. We have a snack in case we need it later. We have the Bubba, who pulled a Houdini not more than, 5 minutes ago? Yeah, 10 minutes ago. We have a little makeshift fencing system that separates where Shadow can go to the bathroom and like where the builders are working to build the garage. And it's been super windy, and I think like as they've been moving them around and stuff, like they're just like really old fence panels, so they're kind of already falling apart as it is. And so I went to go give them their afternoon cup of tea, and I don't know if I knocked it or the wind or whatever, but one of them panels fell, and then Shadow took the opportunity to whiz out through the garage, say hello to everybody, take off. But luckily, he's, a very clingy boy, so he didn't get far, and he came back quite quickly. He needed some prompting with some chicken. That's his favorite, to get him back into the house. And then we needed to reinforce the fence with a pallet, so hopefully that will be really good for the evening. We're almost at a place where we can kind of take down this makeshift wall, but basically there's sort of like exposed sides either side of the garage that's being made, and so we have to wait until the fence panels are put in there to sort of secure the perimeter, and then we just need the door. But like there is a pretty solid just like, I don't know what they're called, just like another, like a plastic panel, like a plastic fencing panel that the builders had, and they have that blocking the door, and so that's enough, I think, if we have the rest of the area secure. But right now we don't, so someone took the opportunity to escape. But yeah, so that was some little excitements right before stream started. I'm content. I've updated my things, so we're back to stitching again. Last week we excitedly celebrated our 10 followers, and we made a little toadstool pin. We needle felted a toadstool pin. So now we're back to cross stitching, and we're back to the Cryptid stitch along. It's actually officially done now, guys. So the Witchy Stitcher on the Friday released the last Cryptid, and she actually released 3, technically 4 if you count the mascot of the Cryptid stitch along, the Cone of Doom, patterns to fill the final spot in the stitch along. So we have 3 to choose from when we get there. But it's really interesting because a lot of people are now taking, like, they really want more than just one of the 3 options for their final Cryptid. So they're almost looking at the other ones that are further behind, similar to me, and looking at which Cryptids they could replace in the existing pattern to then add some of these special ones into that. I'm not sure if that's something I want to do. I might look into it. I'll see which ones are the similar grid shape, and then maybe I'll swap them out. But I don't know, like I'm tempted to find a way to incorporate all of them, because I haven't finished the frame either. So I don't know if it'll look really janky to extend the frame down and put the like last like fill one spot with the final cryptid and then put the other 3 at the bottom, and then there'll be sort of some large gaps, but maybe I can fill it in with something else. So those are some options that I'm thinking about right now. I don't know if I've gotten to the point where I'm ready to make that commitment, though. I still think I want to just stick to what's been laid out in the pattern. So we'll see how that goes. Let's get this set up. I really can't hear the music. Oh, I think it's because I turned down my, I turned down my master volume because I was listening to something else and I didn't need it to be that loud. So, unfortunately, the chill piano playlist is no more. Pretzel Rocks has swapped it out for a new set of 5 free streamable channels, so we're back to just regular chill. There's chill EDM as well. That's one of the options, but that's not something I'm particularly interested in, so we're back to regular chill. Hopefully it'll swing back around. It would be really nice if Pretzel Rocks could come up with a subscription system where I could just pay to access like two or 3 of their multiple playlist platforms, because I'm sure for the value that you're paying for a premium subscription to get access to all of the playlists and programs and things like that, it's totally worth it. But for me, because I only want just very specific niche chill channels, it's not really worth it for me to do that. But if I could just have access to those, that would be awesome. But I don't think that's an option. So yes, like I said, last week we were celebrating the fact that we made it to 10 followers. Here, let me just read them all out for you. So we have 3-Phase Party. We got Dej86, BobX89, Sidharth 00847, Kobo Pause 149, Hannah's, Graceful Michaela, Avid Bookworm, The Vincent, Lager This Maiden, and then USS09. So those were our 10 that rounded out our 10 followers for the month of January. And then by the end of that last January stream, we got NJ Cole, who followed us. NJ Cole. So that then gave us 11. And then this morning, our first follower of February, we have AE Fiverr. So thank you so much, everybody, for your support. So we're slowly but surely working our way to our grand goal, which is 50 by my birthday. By the end of March is the goal. So hopefully, if we can get to 20 by mid-February. It's a shame, though, because February is such a short month. So that only really gives us 4 streams to get 8 followers. Okay, so that's not bad, though. That's 2 followers a stream? Yeah. Okay, so maybe that's doable. I don't know. I hope so. But we'll see. So as promised, last Tuesday, I did say that we were going to finish the Enfield horror together. So we were going to work on this together. I think what I was doing previously with the Nightcrawler and the Mothman is we started it and then I finished them off camera to then start the next one. But because we started from the ground up, I just feel you don't really get the full, I don't know, the full vibe. It doesn't, I don't know if you feel satiated having watched create up until this point, and you're not going to get like the final finished piece. So we're going to finish him today. We just open our pattern. Is the window open? No. Okay. I don't know if you guys can hear it. The work going on outside. Okie dokie. There we go. All right. Let me just see which colors we are working with. There we go. Okay, let's do, actually, yeah, let's do some 612. We're gonna do his shoulder pads and his chest hair with these bad boys. Okay, let's get this sorted. We'll see how this goes. I cut my finger. I don't even know how. It was taking Shadow for a walk yesterday. And then we were like 2/3 through the walk, and then I looked down at my hand, and there was blood everywhere. Cut wasn't it's not super deep or anything like that, but it's more now, like, you know, when you, I don't know so much when you get a cut, but yeah, like when you get a cut or when you like you do something to your skin, and then it the skin around it is really like loose and is prone to kind of catching on stuff. So I don't think I need the Band-Aid anymore. Like, I'm not going to bleed on my project, but I don't want to accidentally like catch some of the like loose skin on stuff, because that would be really uncomfortable. But so instead of, you know, you kind of default when something is like injured or different. Like, so instead of using my thumb and my pointer finger, my middle finger has had to step up to the plate. So that's what we're working with right now. Okie dokie. Let us do these first. Alright, we gotta practice proper posture, don't we? Mm-hmm. So I wanted to make them match. There was an extra stitch of the full body color on where like the shoulder pads are supposed to be, so they were uneven. So remember we talked about it in last stream, where I had to decide if I wanted to, which side I wanted to match. So I ended up matching the right side, like the right shoulder, so that will, instead of having 4 of this like shoulder pad color going up, we're having 3. So I just wanted to make sure that I was actually doing that. Now, because the chest hair is the same color as this, I think instead of parking and cutting this, I might just cut across with the thread and just do one continuous thing. Okay. So these bad boys are done. Let me just keep track of what I'm doing. And now we're going down to there. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Yeah. Cool. Good boy. Yeah, you're gonna hang out there. Okay. Sounds good. This will be good because once we fill in the chest hair portion, then it'll just be like not thinking infill, which I like. When you do like the outline of something and then there's no kind of thinking, you can just sort of fill in at will and it's not taxing on the brain. One, 2, 3, 4. not sure why, like, any sort of chill music, like, I guess this is sort of on par with, like, lo-fi stuff, just has, like, such a focus on the bass line, like, such a large, like, really loud beat like this that sort of overshadows any of the sort of music that's going on in the background. I don't know, I feel like I went through a little bit of a phase, but I have to be in the right mood for it. I think I have a theory about this sort of like musical genre, this like lo-fi or the like EDM or anything that is really heavy on like a bass line that's like just this continuous tap sound, that people who suffer from headaches aren't fans. I feel like sometimes it's nice to like listen to calming music if it's not too abrasive when you have a headache, like if it's not too much for you. So you type in like chill, you know, calming music, whatever, and it's either like new agey, tonal, like singing bowl stuff that can get a little bit jarring depending on the tone, or it's something that has like a beat like this where you're trying to sleep and you're almost just hearing like a tap, 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 tap. And if you have a headache, that's fucking infuriating. So that's my theory. My theory is people who are frequent headache sufferers have zero patience for lo-fi music or any EDM bass heavy music that markets itself as chill, because repetitive tapping noises for headache sufferers is zero chill. In fact, I'm gonna skip this song because I have a bit of a headache myself. Don't you do it. This is a little better, maybe. We'll see. Might turn it down a little bit. There we go. I miss my chill piano music, but hey ho, this is what we have to work with. Okay. I think my mind is playing tricks on me because this looks uneven. Mind you, I haven't added the other, arm threads, but I'm having a little bit of like a visual mind fuck right now. But I know it's straight. Like logically I can see that it is. Okay. Now I didn't actually do the armholes of this one, but I'm hoping to do a continuous thread thing. So let's, okay, I need to concentrate. So that was one. I think it's just here. I believe so. Okay. We'll just half stitch it just so it actually, like, it can tell that it lines up, and then we can make our full stitches afterwards. Because half stitches are a lot easier to pull out, a lot easier to frog if we need to. I'm hoping we don't. I'm hoping I counted correctly. Perfect. Hey, we counted correctly. Excellent. Oh. Love when that happens. I love when my brain aneurysms or my, you know, insane concentration actually makes sense. It doesn't help to make this look any less not crooked, but once we finally fill in the rest of his body, I think it will look symmetrical. Because right now, it just looks like so shifted over in this direction. Oh, wow. Okay. Now we will finish this by end of stream. I'm determined for y'all to see his face by the end of this. There's also some like little accent pieces that need to go in the corner of the frame, but that I can definitely do off stream. And then, ooh, oh, we're getting, calm down. Just wanted to extend you a little bit. Okay. Yep. Cool. Yep. Gotti. There we go. Now let's park our thread and give her a snip. Oh no. We only got one of the two threads parked, so we gotta go back in. I think because again this one got substantially shorter than the other thread despite folding them exactly in half, because I think we've talked about this before, but I'm assuming it's because as I'm stitching the threads twist, and then that contributes to whether or not they get shorter or longer. Not longer, they wouldn't get longer, but because how they get shorter during the stitching process. That's my theory. Doesn't make it any less dumb and annoying. Come on. Don't make me get my threader out. Okay, let's just keep this simple. Okay. So, I think I've explained the threader before, but basically it's meant to assist when your needle's like super frayed and you can't sort the thread through the needle yourself. So step 1, stick the threader through the hole. Step 2, position the thread you wish to thread underneath the threader. Step 3 is pull it up with something, usually another needle. Thankfully, I have a bunch of them hanging about. And then, ooh, mother effer. It fell out. F. Okay. Let's do this again. I blame the fact that I have a bandaged finger. That's 100% what the problem is. I also chopped all my nails off before I filed them. Or not before I chopped that too, but also before I painted them. Because there still are, but they were like aggressively different lengths. There. Am I not getting it? I know this is rife for that's what she said jokes. Because I keep missing the hole. Okay. There we go. Boom! Yay! We did it! That took way too long. It did not need to take as long as it did. There we go. Yay! We did it. Maybe we won't get him done if I keep pulling this kind of shiz. If my hand-eye coordination continues to suck ass, maybe we won't. But I'm optimistic. We're what? At the halfway mark? We can do this. Oh no, the tea's already getting cold. Okay. Let's get back to filling in this body. But yeah, definitely it's like a fine balance between having ridiculously long nails and long nails that help aid you in like stitching and stuff, because I find when they're too short, they're absolutely not helpful. Like you don't realize how much you need your nails for like little crafting details, like helping you pull thread through and stuff like that. That's really the only thing I can think about it for. Or like when you're parking stuff and you need to get it under something, like sometimes you just need like a little, I don't know. You're not supposed to use your nails for stuff. That's how they like chip and break and things. But sometimes I feel like in crafting, you just need like a little fulcrum. I think that's what it's called. Little fulcrum. And you got them built into your nails if they're long and strong enough. Because obviously if they're too long, then they're just in the way. And then you have breakages and junk like that, which you don't want. So today they're at a slightly unhelpful length. But it was necessary. Why does this sounds like eerie offbeat circus music. Why does Pretzel Rocks think this is chill? Oh, it's almost, okay, it's done now. Maybe it was just the end of the song. You know how sometimes like songs have a dramatic shift in tone? Maybe that's what it was. That was very odd. quickly. We're gonna really try to pick up the pace here. Oh, by the way, so something, I have to update it actually on my panels, but something very exciting finally happened today. I was able to reclaim my Nostalgia Tash Instagram handle, nostalgia_tash, because I did have it, but for a separate account. And so when I was trying to, basically what I wanted to do was merge my two accounts together. And basically take the content from one and the name from the other and sort of merge that. But Instagram does this weird thing. Well, it's not weird. Like, maybe it's a thing. I don't know what the purpose of it is, except for maybe when people go on, like, social media cleanses and then they're like, haha, just kidding. But I went to go delete this second account and they were like, yeah, absolutely, you can delete it. But we're going to basically, like, hold it for 30 days. So you have 30 days to make a decision if you do absolutely want it to be deleted or if you want to reverse it. And so the Nostalgia Tash handle, which was mine anyway, wasn't on the platform anymore, but I still wasn't allowed to use it because there was a potential that the person who owns that account, aka me, could want to reestablish it before the 30-day deletion period. So I guess it's finally gone now, which is excellent because now I have it. So I think everything now has at least the name Nostalgia Tash, whether or not, I think definitely Instagram and YouTube and Twitch all have the same Instagram _. Twitter's the only one right now that just has Nostalgia Tash and it without any underscore. And just for consistency purposes, I just want to have that with everything. But again, because I deleted Twitter, I didn't actually cancel it. I just deleted it. And then I wanted to log back into it again. And I had to try to remember what my handle was. And I couldn't for the life of me. And then I was trying to link it to my phone or whatever. And then I kind of, it was dumb. It was very impatient. I essentially started setting up another account because I just assumed I was never going to get access to my other one again. But then it wouldn't let me link it to my email because it was already linked to an account. So I was like, well, shit, I do need to resurrect this one then. So what I ended up doing is I knew that my friend followed me. I knew that I had a friend that followed me on Twitter. So I basically scrolled through his followers until I found me. And then I could see what my name was, so then I could actually get back into my Twitter account because I recognized what the handle was. It was just my name. It was not that difficult, but I couldn't remember that. I think it was because I didn't use it very often, and then when I was at uni, one of my classes, the professor wanted us to use Twitter to have dialogues with each other and share things and stuff. And just to make it easier, I just made it my full name so that my classmates could find me and stuff. But that was, how many years ago was that? 5 years ago. So I obviously forgot that. But yeah, so the Nostalgia _Tash is still needing to be deleted. Again, they're going to make me wait 30 days or however long. I don't know if it's the same amount. I think it is, though. Don't know why. But yeah, so my impromptu panic creation effectively stole that name from me So I need to wait before I can stick the hashtag in that. And then hopefully across the board, everything will be the same. God forbid I start like a TikTok account or something like that and I, panic and don't secure this name, or someone else has the name. God forbid. Don't take my name, please. I'm trying to establish a brand here. But yeah, so officially it's a thing. Oh, hello. Hello, Milo Star. Hi. I'm sorry if I just noticed that. I hope you are well. Thank you for stopping by on my social media rant. But yeah, other than that, that's what's happening in brand creation land. My friend actually has like an event planning PR degree, and so she's looking to start up a new business. So we're working together to help broaden and create and promote my brand, my small business. And so I'm excited to see what she comes up with, because she went to school for this shiz, not like for twitching and all that kind of stuff, but for PR, brand, ambassador sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what she comes up with. So we'll see how that goes. And then if I can support her in the creation of her business, then that'll be a win-win for both of us. It's really cool when you find people that you can collaborate and work with stuff on, and it's mutually beneficial for both of you. So she's going to help me work on stuff, and therefore that's going to help me promote her stuff. Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear it's a lot better now. I feel like, I don't feel this. I know, as someone who also experiences it, that there's definitely like ebbs and flows, isn't there? Like some days, even some weeks, some months can be like really crap, but then other days can be like really good. Sometimes it's from like moment to moment as well. You know what I mean? So like you can have a really crappy morning, and then it can end up like being a really good afternoon or good evening, or vice versa. So I'm glad it's feeling better for you right now. It's definitely not easy. So anytime you can push through those anxious thoughts and feelings is a win. And I'm proud of you for doing so. Okay, arms are done. And now we just gotta finish his yeah. His like negligee, his neck region, and then we'll give his face. Yeah, you're welcome. It was really interesting. Every once in a while, my partner Liam, it's so funny. He's like so anti-social media and is not into any of that, but he continually scans the Reddits for information and stuff, and the YouTubes. I don't know if you would really consider YouTube a social media platform, but he found something or read something where somebody had said it's good to break your days up into like chunks, so like into quarters. Thank you. This is the Enfield horror. So he's going to look like a little creepy monster in a minute. We just have to give him a head. But yeah, it's part of a Stitch Along series that's finished. But I'm very, very behind. So this is the third creature of 16. But yeah, so this post that Liam found was saying that it's helpful to organize your day into chunks, whether it be quarters, whether it be like a morning, afternoon, evening. So then if you have, for instance, like a bad morning or an anxious morning or something like that, once it's lunchtime, like that's a new quarter. So you sort of reset yourself for the following chunk of the day. And so then it makes it feel like you're not, the whole day isn't a write-off. And then when you like think back at the end of the day, you can be like, okay, well the morning was crap, but then like this afternoon, you know, I had a nice lunch, or I like watched a really cool TV show or something like that. Because I definitely know that's something that I have a habit of doing. When I have like when something shitty happens at any point in the day, I like write the whole day off. I'm like, the whole day is crap. I need to go back to bed and like relax and, you know, just forget about everything. So I found that piece of information a nice reminder to not do that and to break things up. So yeah, so that might be something that you might find helpful as well. We're gonna fight with this again, aren't we? Oh no. Oh, see, and again, this is why you need nails, because then you can like trap the thread if it like pokes right through the needle hole, and then you can trap it and pull it out. And if you don't got nails, it's harder. Like you can't really, you know, stick them down. So that's my PSA. Okie dokes. We're gonna park it. How's my head going? We're gonna have the same battle, aren't we? Oh no. Anxiety. Honestly, like, I wouldn't knock that as a theory. Because I know that my mood is very determined based on like my blood sugar levels. And like how often I eat and stuff. So maybe. Yeah, like it could be like your blood sugar dropping, like if you're not eating regular meals and things, then like as that's happening, then it can start like making you have sort of like a panicky feeling. I don't know if you eat breakfast. But I know like that's something that I've had to start eating a more fuller breakfast to counteract that. And also have snacks on standby at all times. It's actually something... I had an ex actually refer to it as, you know how when people get hangry? So it's like hungry, angry, but I'm not like an angry person. So he said, no, you don't get hangry, you get emotional. So that could be maybe what you feel, that you get hangxiety as opposed to hanger. And it's hungry anxiousness or hungry emotionalness, emotions, hungry emotional overload. It's not a clinical diagnosis, we can't diagnose, but I 100% feel like food and emotional states are connected. Mother effer, I just pulled this out. We'll just park this here. Exactly, yes. I don't know what happened here. We'll just park it again. We are going to be battling the threads, aren't we? This is some bullshit. Definitely. I have my granola bar on standby in case I start to get a little emotional later on in stream. I hope not, but I might though with these frickin' threads. Okay, okay. Please don't fall out. They do. 100%. Do you have a pet? Yes. There we go. Boom. We did it. Okay. Yes, pets are very helpful. We did it. Yay. Okay. That was not ideal. Okay, there we go. Yeah, no, my pet is, I don't know if you can see him. He's sleeping over there. Under the other desks. You see right there? Boop. Hey, bud. Yeah, he's having his after walk nap. Okay. He's good. Sometimes we have blankets like all over the house. Oh, you're trying to sew. What are you making? Yeah, he's a cutie. Thank you. Yeah, what are you trying to sew? Ooh, ooh. Let's just smack it into the camera. It's all good. There we go. Ooh, I like that. I love a good oversized shirt. Is that like with a sewing machine or are you hand sewing it? Yeah, very cool. Oh, that's gonna be so awesome. Yeah, oversized shirts, oversized sweaters, like, mwah. Basically anything that I can wear with leggings. Because I still have this, like, annoying thing. Oh, yeah. I feel like hand sewing is good for, like, little things, but if you're trying to hand sew, like, a massive thing, I feel like it gets a little bit. Okay, I just want to make sure that this stitch doesn't collapse. Okay, wait, before we continue, let me cross off all of the work we've done so I know where we are. Okay. So we don't get distracted. I think that's all of them. Yeah, cool. Cool. All right. Now let's actually make his head, the circle of his head. Yeah, I think the extent of like my hand sewing would be, well, actually, I don't know if even I've done it. My partner actually did one for him. Is like sewing patches onto bags or onto jackets and things. But yeah, if you have a sewing machine, like why would you not? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I think especially too with like sewing scissors because you're punching through fabric and you're not like with like embroidery or like linen or Aida cloth or something. It's like you're pulling thread through holes. You're not like physically stabbing a new hole. So I feel like the needles would have to be quite sharp. Yeah, that's a lot of factors. You know what I mean? It's like, don't stab myself, make it look pretty, know what I'm doing. That would be a lot. Whereas like a sewing machine, it's like no stress. Well, still stress, but not as much stress if you know what you're doing. Okay. 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 Yeah. I've always wanted to try to make my own clothes. My mom's a quilter, so when she came to visit, like I helped her make some quilting squares. But I've never actually like, yeah. So I've made like decorative things, but never like a shirt. That would just be so cool. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th. Cool. Okay. We'll do half stitches around his head. Yeah. Yeah. No, embroidery is really cool. My brother-in-law made me an embroidery one year. I find with embroidery there's so many like different kinds of stitches, so I find it a little bit intimidating to like make it look neat. I have a kit that I will do at some point. But yeah, cross stitching is nice to me because I'm like, you have a grid, you have squares, like it's logical, it makes sense. Like it sounds so like automated and like not creative, like, you know, the fluidity and like the flowiness and the like ability to sort of do more abstracty sort of concepts and things with like embroidery, like it just, I don't know, like it seems very intimidating to me, whereas I'm like, you know, squares and crosses are logical and they make sense. But that's just my own hang up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. See, I say this, like I just went on about like how I like the methodical meticulousness of cross stitching, but then the other thing I enjoy doing is needle felting, and that you just stab something until it makes something. And there's like almost like no rhyme or reason to it. So I guess I can sort of do that a little bit. Why does his head... Oh, you know what it is? I didn't... Yeah, nope. His head was going to be like this. And that... It's because I missed a stitch. And this is why we half stitch, because they're easier to pull out. Okay. So what I should have done No, it's like, I would say they could be pretty interchangeable for sure. I think like cross stitch is only like X's, whereas embroidery, there's different kinds of stitches and things. That's like the basic difference, I think, before. But they all fall under like, the other term I've heard is needlepoint. I think that's like I don't know, it seems like a very old-fashioned term. It's like needlepoint, needlework. And then cross stitch. But yeah, it's all, that's fine. I wouldn't be offended if you use them interchangeably. If anything, I think all probably cross stitch is embroidery, but not all embroidery is cross stitch. So I think I would put it under the category, you're right, of cross stitching and embroidery. Definitely. Okay, there we go. Now he is not lopsided. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. 5. There we go. Maybe. Okay. Yeah, that's a fair point, definitely. Minecraft vibes, I like that. My nephew loves Minecraft. He likes TNT and exploding things. But then my partner, like when he was at uni, he got super into Minecraft as well. And they would make like whole servers and stuff like that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Cool. There we go. We have the basic outline of the skull. Oh, no, just wait. Okay, no, that's okay. Okay. Thank you so much. I enjoyed you being here too, Mellow Star. I can't wait. I hope your oversized t-shirt goes well. Give your cats a big snuggle. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you again soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. And thank you for following. That was very nice of you. Thank you so much. Bye. Okay. Oh, dude, I bet I have the worst cross stitch tee right now. It's gonna be so cold. Okay, we've made it to 4. It's the final hour. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Oh. Once we finish this thread, we're gonna have to do a little stretch. Okie dokie. Might park this guy here just so we have a little more room to work with in terms of parking. Okay, oh geez, we need to stretch. Hey, Bubba, what are you doing? Yeah, the tea is definitely cold. That's all right, though. Okay. What's next? And we'll finish his head. And then we can fill in his face, and then we can do the back stitching, and then he will be done. Oh, this is one of the examples I was telling you about in terms of like headache music, or like when you put on chill music and then they go, here's just a tone and another tone that will play. And that's just that little bit like... Okay, listen here, you. We can't do this today. Now, I believe these are the last two stitches of this color. Make sure we're not missing any half stitches. I've done that before. You look back at a piece and you've forgotten to full stitch over something. That has happened. But I think that's not happened today. Perfect. Okay, park this bad boy, and then we'll start filling in the face. Now the face is our good old friend DMC 310, affectionately the black thread, and then he's gonna have some beady little red eyes. Get that done. I think I got like linen fluff sticking to my band-aid. That's fun. Oh, nice little pan flute. Okay. Let's do this. So once the Enfield horror is done, oh, forgot to clip it. I was thinking we have a couple of options because we can obviously continue working on our cryptids. I believe the next one is the Jersey Devil. This is strange. There we go. Yeah, the next one's the Jersey Devil. And we can do that. Or I was wondering if we might start doing like a stitching rotation where every like we can do the cryptids kind of every other Tuesday, and then we can swap in either just like one of the other projects that I have, so we can start a new one. Or the other one I'm working on is actually an original pattern. So it's a 90s themed pattern. I actually painted my nails to go with that pattern. So that is my thematic nail painting journey. I didn't re-theme them to this because that was what last nail painting theme was. So yeah, I'm not sure. Once we finish this guy, like towards end of stream, I'll show you the other outstanding projects I have. And then maybe if you go over to my Instagram, nostalgia_tash, I'll try to post on all the socials actually, asking what you'd want to see me work on. If we just want to keep rolling with the cryptids, like obviously I want to get this done, so we can definitely keep doing that. Or like I said, we can work on a totally different kit. We can work on the original project and then just rotate between them all sort of on an ongoing basis. And then that way there's something a little bit different going on. I think similar to like our needle felting situation. So what I want to do with that is just, again, like have different themes going week to week. I don't know if it's so much themes because I feel like the goal obviously is to finish a section of the project each stream. The other option obviously is if we don't, being able to carry those over into the next stream. But yeah. It's just me, or every time you hear the word stream or people talk about stream, you start thinking about water. It's amazing how what was once, you know, heavily associated with nature is now like such a tech term. A tech term co-opted from a nature word. But I'm sure that like that happens with a lot of things. That your instant association with a word is no longer its origin. Like the one that comes to mind is apple. Like if you tell somebody to think about an apple, I guess if you say "and," like if you preface it with an "and," then that's different. But if you say like, okay, think about apple, you know, the word is apple or whatever, your instinct is probably to think of the tech giant and not the fruit. I'm trying to think of something else. Yeah, like stream is no longer like a body of water. It's a thing that people do. Even like Twitch, that is no longer like an involuntary body spasm. It's another thing. But yeah, I wonder what other words there are that you instantly like associate with something else outside of its like original origin. This is an interesting one. Why would something with such an asymmetric beat be considered chill? It's called Breathe Easy, but it's not what it makes me do. No, guys, this is not it. There we go. Hopefully this is a bit better. It's not as jarring. These seem off. Oh, right, duh. It's like, why aren't they lining up? It's because you're meant to skip some. Doy. Okay, there we go. Sometimes if the fill isn't like, I don't know, you can kind of see like little gaps. And sometimes like they seem really big, they seem really apparent, but hopefully once we fill all this in, it won't seem like such an obvious one. I think that's why some people, at least what I've read in doing this project, some people are actually using 3 strands instead of 2 cross-stitching strands because they like a fuller piece. They don't actually want to see the individual squares. They'd rather just see the finished picture. And so then I think this would be one of the instances where, you know, there's not going to be as full coverage in between the individual squares with 2 strings. I don't necessarily mind that if it's consistent, like it's consistently all like stitches that have a little bit of a gap. This is kind of throwing me off though, because these all look really cohesive together, and then this one just kind of has a gap in it, but I think it's because it's near where the eye hole is going to be. So I'm thinking that once we give him some eyes, that won't look as obvious. That is the goal, at least. Okie dokie. Haha, okay. Almost into the last half hour. I'm feeling good about this, though. I honestly, like, I think before, like, when I was stitching some of them, I was very optimistic. Like, oh yeah, like, we'll get this done. And, like, it was absolutely not happening. Whereas this one, I am actually pretty optimistic that we'll finish it before the end of stream. Which is very exciting. So I don't know. Oops. I think we might have finished the Fresno night crawlers together. Or at least like a section of them. But I feel like this is like the first time that we'll actually like fully complete a section together. Which is very exciting. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. Oh, a posture check. There we go. Been trying to do stretches every day. I always remember growing up, my mom would do stretches every morning. Like, she had a specific place. Like, even before I think she got dressed and ready for the day, like, she got out of bed and did her stretches. And that's how she kind of woke herself up and started the day. I'm not kind of there yet, but I definitely am trying to be a little bit more aware of my body and the fact that it needs more than just sitting in cross-stitching position for hours on end. Just being more conscious of that. Make sure I can see what I'm doing. There's always a risk, like, at least what I've noticed when I've been using, what I've noticed with linen is that because you're going 2/2, which means that you're skipping every second hole to cross stitch on. Thank you so much. The inspiration is, it's a pattern. So the inspiration behind it, I think, this is the Witchy Stitcher's Cryptid stitch along. So it's not my own, unfortunately. I can't take credit for such amazing work. So I think I talked before, the inspiration for me doing this pattern is because it's my first ever stitch along. And so it made me feel like I was part of a community because a lot of other people are working on this project at the same time. And so that was just a really lovely feeling to feel a part of that. But yeah. Though to be fair, I say like we're all working on it together. A lot of people are done. The stitch along is over now. You can still buy the pattern. Like, it's still something that everyone can be a part of. And everybody stitches at like their own pace. So, yeah, it's a part of something, but, like, adjacently. So, yeah. Just thought it would be, like, an interesting idea. Oh, I didn't need to skip that one. That's fine. To do something about cryptids. Because I actually didn't really know a lot about cryptids before I started this stitch along. I think I knew of some of the creatures that are in the stitch along. Thank you. It is awesome. But yeah, I didn't actually know that they were called cryptids. But yeah. Would be really interesting. I don't know if the Witchy Stitcher actually indicated why she chose to do a stitch along about cryptids. But yeah, maybe someone asked her about that. But yeah, it felt really exciting to be a part of something that a bunch of other people were also going to be a part of, and also still are a part of. Yeah. But I'm determined to finish this one today. We worked on him last week and we got sort of like up to his torso. So now we're finally giving him his face. Okay, cool. Ooh, loud noises. Okay. I feel like as much as I want to give him his beady little red eyes now, I feel like it'll be much more impactful when we actually finish filling in his whole face. So I need to not get ahead of myself. I need to keep the excitement going. Actually, I might use one of these little guys to fill in, because I don't think we need this whole piece of thread. Just use these little babies. Okay. Come on. There we go. I've been fighting with my hand-eye coordination, my ability to thread today. But we did that one okay. That one went okay. I don't know why I guess because, like, I was going to say, I don't know why I'm, like, so not against using the threader, but I feel like it just takes, like, it's easier, but it also does kind of take a little bit more time, and kind of, it's like hand-eye coordination in a different way. So if I can just circumvent that by, like, getting the thread in the string without all of that pomp and circumstance, then I would prefer it. But sometimes you just have to. But that time I didn't. Okay. I'm also really excited for this too, because he has, well, I think all of them actually will have back stitching on them in some capacity. But I like that it just is going to look like a black face, and then we're going to give him little teeths. And so I'm excited to see how that looks. I'm excited for him to have little eyes and a little face and a little mouth with little teeths. It's just going to look really nice and spooky. But yeah, the next cryptid is in like a similar vein, like similar color scheme to the Mothman one. So the Jersey Devil pattern is very similar in terms of like red highlights on wings and like a more black and white body. So the majority of this pattern is black. It's a hell of a lot of DMC 310. I think actually in the like pre-stitch along release of instructions, I think the Witchy Stitcher speculated that you probably need about like 9 bobbins worth, not 9 skeins worth of black thread DMC 10. So we'll see how that goes. I've been stealing my my Cryptid DMC13 for another project I'm working on. So hopefully that doesn't cause me to run out before the end of this. Luckily, I still have my Hobbycraft gift card, and so I can replenish the stash if necessary. But you don't want to run out when you're like in the middle of something. Like if you can sense that you are going to run out, it's nice because then you can like plan to go pick stuff up. But the worst thing would be like if I was so close to finishing something and then I just didn't have the thing that I needed to do it. That would be the worst. Okay. Oh my goodness. Let's give him some eyes. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Okay. Mm-hmm. You're making noises like you're asleep, but your eyes are open. Oh, and they've closed again. Shadow has switched positions. Not by much, but there he is. Go. Boop. So far away. Good though. It's clearly working. Clearly the take him for a walk before stream is the move. Oh, are you stretching? Yeah. Because when we didn't, he was an absolute menace. But he just like sleeps the whole time now. Loop stitches are honestly here. Just what? Just pew, and then it's just not gonna go anywhere. It's the best thing in the world. You don't have to worry about it. Oh, this is gonna look so good, you guys. Just gonna pop. Just gonna pop. Hopefully there's enough thread for me to cross over. I wanted to make sure. Yeah, no, this is the right one. I was like, oh my god, it might almost be too bright. But that is what it is. Haha, look! Look at his beady red eyes! Love it. So exciting. Okay, so that didn't really close this gap. I'm wondering if I can sort of like fluff the thread up a little bit. 'Cause I think sometimes it's when you close the stitches. Yeah, that's better. If like when you're parking the stitch and you're like kind of tying it off, if you pull it a bit too tight, then it can sort of warp the stitch or pull the holes a little bit. Because even this guy is looking a little bit. Okay, there he is. Oh, he is sans details though. So we need to provide some details in the form of backstitching. Don't know if we've backstitched together. Oh no, we have. I think we did with the Fresno Nightcrawler. But we gotta give his arms some definition. So you can see that they're his arms and aren't just, he's not just like wearing a poncho. Which wouldn't be a bad look for him, but you know. So this is where, so like back stitching, because it is just a single strand. Oh no, it wants us to use two. Never mind, we can loop stitch. It's all good then. Yes, okay. I was gonna say, with the teeth though, it's only one, but when you are back stitching, you only have one thread. You have to do the thing where you sort of like use your nail or your finger to like press down on it before you make a couple stitches. And then that sort of saves, like it stops the thread from sliding out or yeah, like kind of coming out of your project as you're like pulling it. Because that's always really frustrating when you make a couple stitches and then the whole thing, like it just, the thread just follows your needle out from where you stabbed it. Okay, there we go. Good thing I checked. So yeah, chest hair, arm details are 2 strands, and then his little teeths are 1 strand. Okie dokie. Now we want to get up to his armpit. Don't want those to slip out. Okie dokes. So I believe, yeah, we're going to 1, 2, 3 away. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so one more. Oh. Shadows decided to go to have a proper nap. He's a very, like, he sleeps a lot, but he also moves a lot in his sleep. So, like, he'll rest in one section of the room, and then, like, he'll get up and move to another spot. I don't know if parts of his body, like, fall asleep or something. But yeah, so he just gets up and moves around. So he's moved to another room now. Okay. Oh, maybe we can just carry this over. Ooh, I like that. I like that idea. Cool. Don't know if we'll get to do the full thing with this thread. I don't believe there's enough. But make sure I can see what's going on. Something I'm noticing, like, because I've marked up my PDF file of the pattern with the stitches so I can see where the stitches are, it sort of like clouds where the back stitching is because I'm having to like peer through all of the markups that I did. Okay. Now I don't know if we have enough to finish this, which is annoying because I could have gone in the other direction, but here we are. Yeah, let's just park that here and then we'll do the other half and then we'll jump over to that. Sounds like a plan. Where? Okay, there we go. Okay, we'll definitely be able to finish it with this one. Oh, my foot's falling asleep. It's not good. You okay? That was just me, bud. Yeah, I was just fixing my foot. I spooked him. I feel sometimes like he's like actually a cat. The way he like basks in the sun, and then the way he can be so easily spooked by things. Okay. Okay, that's our black back stitching is done, and now it's time for the teeth. Okay, so teeths are one strand of 739, which is what our Daddy Nightcrawler is stitched out of. I think our skulls are that color as well. Yeah, we don't have like an actual white. It's like an off-white color. Oops. Here we go. Okay. Now we'll be doing the thing I was telling you about, where you take your thread and you sort of hold it with your nail to keep it in place. There we go. Okay, and these are actually going across the center of the stitches, which actually isn't a huge thing because we're going 2/2. They're actually just going in the center of some stitching. But yeah, so because we don't have our whip stitch, I'm kind of just like gonna take it I don't want it to be too long. This doesn't really matter, but I'm gonna sort of keep this here and then just hold it with my nail. And then we will I'm assuming that's the center. One. And then you can sort of, yeah, see, now I've caught it in a loop that way. So it's not been a loop stitch, but I've still found a way to like trap it within the back stitching. So once you're able to do that, then you can let go of it. Okay. There we go. And just to really capture that, make sure it stays put. All right. Are we ready to see our final creation? There he is. Hey, look at those teeths. Look at those teeths. The chest there kind of looking like there was like a secret moose in there. You can kind of like see a secret moose. Wow, awesome. Go team. Oh, that was great. So, like I said, obviously this Thursday will be needle felting Thursday, so we'll be needle felting. But for the next Tuesday, we're trying to figure out, or I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. So we can continue with our cryptid, so we can move on to the Jersey Devil, which would be the next cryptid we're starting. Or we have, let's get the kits that I have. There's stickers in the way, but you can kind of see it. It's a dragon and a fairy reading a book. Dragon. The girl sat on the dragon reading a book. Hey, bud. Are you coming to give your suggestions? Yeah? So yes, we have the girl, it's a fairy. This was a cross-stitch kit given to me for, I think, my birthday or Christmas one year. So we got this one. And then we have, this one, which is our Bothy Threads Mad Hatter Tea Party. So this is all black work on a, on a gradient fabric. So we have the fabric here and all of the thread and a needle. So we have this. So that's the 3 options. Or we have my top secret project that I'm working on. It's a 90s baby theme. So that's what my nails are themed as. So we can continue working on this. And then once this pattern has been prototyped, I'm actually going to put the PDF pattern on my future Etsy site so that people can purchase it and make it for themselves. There's a little bit of thread in there. But yeah, so those are our options for next week. So if you follow me, Shadow, on Instagram. Hey, bud, we're almost done. We're almost done stream. We are. At nostalgia_tash. I'll put in my stories like a voting and we'll kind of see what that looks like. Post on Twitter. Yeah, just try to get an idea of what you guys might want to see and then also kind of what I feel like doing. I'll let you guys know a couple days in advance what the decision is. And then, yeah. If not that, I will see you guys all on Thursday for some needle felting. Probably put some polls in socials about that as well. I don't know if we want to continue with our forest core theme or if we might do something a little bit different. I've been really into Beetlejuice lately, so I'm thinking maybe like a sandworm. A needle felted sandworm might be pretty cool. But yeah, we'll make that decision when we get there. All right? Have a lovely rest of your day, rest of your evening, rest of your morning, depending on where you are in the world. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye!